This ain't your average, just them good vibes in the middle of the madness. In a good place, let them know what's happening. Let's take it all around the world with a passion. We talking politics, check, relationships, check. Do it for the culture if you really tryna flex. Got 4 brothers on the go, ready, set. From the suburbs to the projects, we got the beers and the ball heads. I'm talking beers and the ball heads. We got the beers and the ball heads. We the one with the beers and the ball heads.
Beers and the
ball head.
Easy.
What's up? What up? What up? Beers and ball heads, baby. No, you know, I think that lady
signed a petition to change Tuesdays in the
Well, we sent our
ball head
representative.
day.
We did send our representative to the dinner. He just was busting shots.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We sent our representative. We tried.
Yeah, he was trying to get it.
That ain't true.
God dang it, you missed
They
it.
getting them from Toomey.
Yeah.
They gotta stop getting these niggas from Toomey.
T-Move.
Listen, how y'all doing, man? Listen.
Man.
First of all, before we say that, come on in.
Yes.
Y'all come in, get your
in
popcorn,
here, man. Get in here.
something to drink. This is lemonade. We have our lemonade.
Yes.
Fresh squeeze.
Freshly squeezed.
Freshly squeezed.
I think it's so active, though. Yeah, but come on in, man. We got a great show for you guys tonight. It's the title. I'm gonna give you the title so you can think on these things. Brothers, know your worth. Remember your worth. We're gonna get into it. But before
Change your life.
yeah, let me go straight across the field. Cut across the field to my man Trevor Graham. What's up?
Ladies and gentlemen,
How's your week? How's your week?
my week is good. My week is good. I'll say this week I've definitely been earning my worth.
Okay.
Since
What does that mean?
being diligent, being laser focused on the things that I got to take care of and prioritizing.
Nice.
So I've been really working on that. I've been on a go.
Good. Okay. Thank you, man.
Yeah, that's
I
good.
think it's only fitting that we go to the Royal.
It would be
Royal
befitting.
brother.
It would be
The
befitting.
Regal.
Yeah.
Regal.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He on the purple Royal Regal. Royal Regal over here.
Purple and emerald. Oh.
Yes. You know these colors go together,
Yeah,
right?
come on. What's up, man?
You
How's
can
your
go
week?
to my color theory class when I have one. But anyway, my week has been going good, man. It's prom season.
You prom ready.
I get to see a lot of young minds. I get to help mold a lot of young minds during this season.
Okay.
And I'm grateful for that. I'm truly grateful for that.
That's good.
And make some money.
And make some money at what you love to do. So,
You never work a day in your life.
I'm excited about this show because, you know, a lot of us don't know our worth anymore.
You're right.
We letting these women dictate our worth, and we need to come back and
Women, society,
yeah,
everybody.
yes. So I'm excited about the show.
Good. Kevin,
What's
KT,
up, brother?
what's up, man?
Man, I can't complain. Week's been good, brother. Things is falling into place. So, you know, I'm just looking forward to what God has in store for me in this year, and especially going into next year, man, and just waiting on his blessings, bro.
Great things are in store for
Great
you.
things are still.
Yeah, I was thinking the same
Myself,
thing.
man.
I was thinking the same thing. Yeah.
Me, myself, it's been a great week. I'm preparing a couple things. Project coming towards the end of the summer. It's my first hip hop compilation to where I'm featuring all the emerging West Coast artists that are pushing themselves, doing a little different. I've normally been trying to push my own, and sometimes you got to do something different. So I'm casting my net on the other side, and I've been rewarding already. I've already partnered with a label who's giving me funding for marketing and promotion.
Wow.
And it's off the ground, and also getting prepared for this tour. So
And then you got something. I got something just before y'all leave, right? Don't you?
I
Have
just did Phoenix the weekend.
But then
A turnaround.
I think I seen where talking to Exhibit explaining the tour.
Yeah, that's tomorrow. It's
Tomorrow.
on the live. That's really dope because we're doing some innovative things of marketing, and it's just so dope, man, to be with somebody who's inclusive. I've been with somebody for years. I'm talking about your name on the flyers to the banners. I got a call today. Hey, look, man, y'all want to put your name on the step and repeats for all the. Send me your logo. You know what I mean?
Nice.
It's very vocal about the partnership. So
Yes.
that's a good thing, and
Yes.
and it's a good thing to know your work.
Yes.
It looked like he did
Yeah.
too.
It's a blessing, bro.
Yeah.
So before we go too far, man, let's thank C4, man. Let's thank our engineer, man.
Amen.
LeBron.
Amen.
Thank you, C-Fo. Thank you, C-Fo. But you still haven't got your blow up
They look like
sound
twins.
effect. You know, we talking about C4. You need that explosion.
Man, come
That-
on, bro.
You know, you work on it.
Yeah, so let's get into the show, man. I'm excited, man. Brothers, men. I'm gonna say brothers. Know your work. What does that mean to y'all? What does that mean to y'all? Whew.
You want to start?
I would have to say functioning from the inside out, knowing who you are, how you're wired, and know the truth about it. Once you know the truth about who you are, and you've looked at that man in the mirror, you have a good idea of what to expect out of yourself, and then you should show it to the rest of the world, and it will reflect.
Sounds easy. Not to shun what you're saying.
Mhm.
Sounds easy, but like in society, and we're in a climate to where all we're hearing is you ain't this, or you gotta have this, or you ain't accepted if you're not doing this. And then the job market ain't this, and we're on the lower end of the scale when it comes to corporate employment. And how would you navigate?
Well, because again, that would be from the inside out. Because, like you said the world is telling you, right?
Yeah.
So if the world is telling you that, if the world is saying that, you have a choice to believe it or not. Unfortunately, a lot of people have a tendency to believe what the masses or what the world is saying, but that, I believe, is also deceitful and a trick, because once you understand for real who and how you are, you can give yourself an honest assessment of that. But you also have to include your shortcomings, know where you do falter, know where you do where you do need help, areas that you do want to be strengthened, and then you have a more of a realistic idea of your worth versus.
Yeah, that's good. But I'm speaking to the ones, this particular segment of the ones who don't have access to certain levels of the game because they lack what society says they have to have. Let's speak to those. Let's speak to.
I think it's not. We always. It's not just it's just not a thing of money. You know, that's what we have to get away from. We think our value is predicated on the money that we make. That's just a small piece of it. It's about your character, your integrity, how you show up in the world every day. And you put the price tag on you. Like EP just said, like somebody that understands his work. You put the price tag on you. So nobody is going to pay the money that you want unless you demand it or command it. So I think you need to, especially I'm speaking to the younger gentlemen and older gentlemen, if you haven't found a way to command the worth that you feel you deserve, you got to find a way to do that. And don't accept nothing else. Don't accept nothing else.
It's the cost. It's a cost to me now, and it's not just money. It's what do you sacrifice?
Yes.
Sacrifice time.
Yes.
Sacrifice emotion. You sacrifice wisdom. All those things are great attributes that contribute to your worth.
Yes.
And if you forget this, or you don't, or you forget to add that, along with the finances, it's easily to be tricked. To think that your worth only lies in resources. Monetary resources.
Right.
It lies in your discipline, your integrity. But we, for the most part, all been raised in church. church does teach you a level of character,
Right.
like how you should show up in the world. And if a woman is treating you subpar, you haven't set the right boundaries, and you need to set those boundaries where that is not acceptable. We already talked about it. I am not desperate to be with any female. I am. We might as well say it, lady. I am the prize. I don't know what camera I'm looking into. I'm sitting different.
Yeah, what you with that statement?
I
Looking all of
I
them.
am the prize.
Yeah.
I am the prize. So, because most men are bringing everything to the table that y'all say y'all bring. You are the table. No, we built this. You don't even know how to put this thing together.
Yeah.
We built this.
Another component of worth is scarcity.
Scarcity.
Scarcity
That raises your value, right?
raises your value.
Mm.
You-
Talk about it.
yeah. When the last time you seen a white line? Or something that's, I don't want to say white line, but something that's rare.
You take
Rare
precious
thing.
gemstones, right?
Exactly.
They get their value because of the money that they demand for this precious gemstone. They're not readily available. You don't see a canoe walking down the street every day.
Come on.
Right, right,
Come on, Stomp
right,
Up. Come on.
right.
It's up to y'all
Yeah,
too.
come on,
You
Stomp.
don't see an EP just
You don't.
driving down the street, or Kevin or Trevor. You know, you would find Trevor in Inglewood a lot. So
Yeah.
and that so
Yeah.
you'll see him driving down the street.
You would.
But you're not gonna find
Character.
everybody has a fingerprint for a reason, because we all are individuals. We bring our own individualistic things to the world. And as long as we accept those and comfortable with that, yeah, that does smell.
Yeah, it felt like some.
I thought we had dinner being served.
Yeah.
But you gotta know your worth, baby. They not bringing you no dinner. You gotta expect some that. Yeah.
I know.
But I'm not gonna even say what. Have you ever felt unassured? Let me say, I'm not gonna say worthless, but have you ever felt
Oh, yeah.
unassured in a point in your life, and what kind of results did you get?
I think we coming as just young men, we are already got a tag on us, and that make us uninsured because they group us. We criminals. We menace to society, and we in and out of jail, and that may be, but that don't give you the right to judge us.
Yeah.
That don't give you the right
You
because you really didn't know me.
wasn't in.
Well, no, just
You
Like,
just passed
once-
by a
once-
couple,
yeah. Just go.
paid a visit.
Yeah, what they call it.
Holding
you go
tank.
into the prison and you speak and you talk. Yeah, one of them.
Yeah. You was one of the folks.
Yeah, one of them.
You-
But
Prison ministry.
yeah,
You got part of prison ministry.
but I think as you and what helps you to find your worth is situations and relationships. How working, jobs. All of that show you, because society look at you to be one particular way, and you don't even have to open your mouth. You don't have to speak.
Mhm.
You don't have to. They gonna judge you just on the way you
Yeah.
look.
Well,
Yeah.
a lot of people don't think we work on ourselves.
Exactly. And that's what
We really work on ourselves. And
Yeah,
then
do.
some of the experiences we done experienced, wasn't even intentional. That we went through some of the things we have that just better. That's given us the experience, given us the knowledge and the wisdom to pass on, or to even know what something looks like before you even allow it to affect you again. Like,
Mhm.
you trying that trick? That's number 17.
yeah,
Oh, she's playing this game. Man, that's number 3.
right.
I've already done that.
Yeah, you pick up on it.
So, AP, would you say that that's one of the reasons you can't let somebody know your weaknesses, because they will play with them? right?
Yeah.
Say you let a woman know too much of your weaknesses, she will play with you and say, well, that's why you like this, because your daddy, whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a way of emasculating you in a sense when you, that's why men remain a mystery. Do not, we already had a show about this. Don't let that woman that lie upon thy breast know everything.
Yeah, a lot of people. That's one of the reasons why men are also.
Chest.
That's why a lot of men are also scared
No,
of.
we
Reject marriage because sometimes when you get married, I believe a lot of men feel like, you know what, I can't ever let my guard down. I can't be 100. I can't be perfectly imperfect and transparent. So oftentimes, knowing your worth and knowing your shortcomings, sometimes being vulnerable enough to let someone into that personal part of you, that I think some men are very kind of careful of, because we don't do that in general. We kind of have our wall up to a certain extent.
Yeah, no, you're right. But that means taking your time to find that right woman. Because that right mature woman
I'm not
is
going to even say
not
that.
going
what
to.
would you counter that with? No, I want you to say that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Because
because
you have
you're
a
saying to
different- you have
find
a
that
different-
right woman. Women are intrinsically, all of them, pretty much. I'm speaking in general sense. They're the same.
They're the same.
They're
To
the
a
same.
degree.
We can
Because
talk.
but the thing is, then that's where you come in. You change that. They can be the same,
I don't think.
but the thing is, they're going to look at you differently because the type of man that you are.
True.
So it still comes back to us knowing our worth.
Yes.
Because there's certain things that you're not going to tolerate.
Come on,
Exactly.
Certain things.
Come on, Kevin.
There we go.
You
There we go.
you just ain't going to tolerate. You're not going to accept. You know, shit, a slap in the drink. So that's what I mean.
Okay.
They
I'm
are,
with
and
you
you're
on
right.
that. I'm
You're
with
right.
you on.
But it
All
comes
babies are the same when they're born.
Yeah.
How you discipline them,
how you exactly.
you get a different outcome.
You got some cute babies, then you got some.
Yeah, but we're talking about the inner part.
Oh, okay.
We can deal with the outer layer
Later on.
Second half of the show.
So, but we got to talk about, and we know this. A man's value is built from, but a woman's value, she's pretty much born with.
Yeah.
Because her value is her beauty, her femininity, all of she's gifted at birth. God has
she has
blessed
to
her.
preserve.
She has to
And
preserve.
we have to obtain ours.
Right.
Yes, we have to work hard on ours. It takes a level of discipline. It takes a level of, okay, I need to do this. I need to learn this. Our self-development has to be at a higher level than women self-development.
I would agree with you. So what are some of the tricks that that are played on men to get us out of position when it comes to knowing our value? Let's go to the clip first. The clip is a good example of a man kind of fighting one of those tricks.
Mm-hmm.
Walking side by side,
You started off.
That's all.
me and the devil. Walking side by side, me and the devil.
Close the door. Not going to short me from my purpose of this day.
Right.
What do you take from that, Trevor?
He
Take
ain't,
from that, baby.
he ain't led by, or he's not persuaded by her loins and firm breast.
I like that. Like firm and subtle.
Right. No, her firm hiney. He's focused on
Did you- what did
swinging her firm hiney.
Oh, her firm hiney. I thought you said her hiney.
Oh,
That's when she's a virgin.
That's a
Yeah.
high
Yeah,
man.
if her hyme is broken,
High
you
man.
know, you are no longer a virgin. I'm sure women understand that.
But-
But
but- Yeah, because he took over the whole.
No. I
But
thought you
the-
said hyme.
Right.
I'm thinking about
But
Go ahead. I apologize. Trevor, go ahead, please.
Yeah, he stayed focused
Nobody's
on.
coming to get you.
He stayed. he stayed focused, and he wasn't led astray.
Yeah.
Because
So,
what his
What would you
temptation,
call that? It's some discipline.
self-discipline,
Yeah, self-discipline.
self-discipline.
Yes.
And it comes from
At
having
face value.
self-worth,
Yes.
whether you had it in the beginning or you gained it.
He had a tea time,
Hmm.
Yeah.
and he had to stick to it.
Yeah.
What's your view on it?
My view is that that was a strong man who understood that he's the leader.
Mhm.
And
I can
you
get
see
that
what he
later.
was driving, and you see
Right.
where they were living. That's gonna be there when you give up.
Right.
Quit trying to distract me
Yeah.
with that,
Mhm.
because that seemed purposeful for you to even be outside
Yeah.
Thou
with
can't
that. Yeah.
tempt me, woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
So-
sure?
Y'all know, but it's just like, man, if I have to, that's just like going to work. You know, if you gotta go to work to keep all of that up. The house, the cars, the
Yeah.
trips, the golf. Golfing is not cheap for those that
Mhm.
know or
Mhm.
have been golfing. So it's about staying in control and being led by the big head and not the little head. So that's a difference too. Once you start knowing your worth, you realize that. Because I'm not gonna lie, shit. When we was younger, the little head led us. Sometimes it led us to the right, and
Astray.
sometimes astray. Exactly. So when you learn to balance that, then that
That's perfect.
helps and improves who you are as a man, and then also the woman that you're dealing with, knowing that's not going to tempt him, or that's not. I'm gonna have to wait until I'd rather be I'm a lion. I'm a Leo, so I'm a chaser anyway. But you know how Leo lions do. That's pretty much how I am. You know, I'm
They
gonna
have
hunt your
a
ass when
pride.
it's time. Right.
They have pride.
But
They
damn
have-
it, then I want to relax. That too. You know, that too. But you got to know how to keep that boxed in though. So
Yeah.
because
I
that's
get
one
you.
thing I don't, and that's pride. I've been did away with that.
He's talking about a whole nother.
Oh, another pride.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
yeah,
different
okay.
kind of pride. You wasn't
All
talking
right,
about
talk
that.
to me then, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I wasn't
let me
talking about
know.
your pride. I was talking about the pride of the female
Well, yeah, but-
lionesses.
But hey, we walk.
Lion
Hey,
Yeah.
yeah. So you still
Go ahead, buddy. Go
not
ahead.
be tempted. Still not be tempted.
I think that when a man has a certain level of discipline, a woman understands that he's not easily persuaded by the flesh. So once she understands that, that means this woman is going to have a little bit more respect for you. That mean a nice ass or tail walking down the street is not going to divert my attention from what my purpose.
But your purpose got to be big too. You gotta have
In order to divert it from that,
because if you just doing
voluptuous woman.
yeah, exactly.
Wow.
So you got to really know for sure that that look, this is something that I really have to do. Whether it be your time, money, and your energy is dedicated to this, and you made a sacrifice for that.
Mm-hmm.
You know that you got to go fulfill this. So it's gonna take a lot to distract the focused man.
Yes.
Yeah. I think once we get into our purpose and realize it's bigger than us and it's bigger than our household, we are to be examples for the community,
Mm-hmm.
for the kids growing up,
Yeah.
for to be a disciplinarian.
Well, and you're right.
To
You're right.
instill certain things and values in others. Like it's not. We haven't been given this influence and knowledge for us to hold on to.
We as men need to have a very big why. We got to have why. Why am I doing this? What is what is it? What's my end game? It's for what? And whenever your end game is bigger than your right now, then you're gonna be all right later.
Yeah.
You can't focus on those small things, those things that are not of value. If that shit don't have compounded interest, I ain't interested.
Yeah.
I'm cool.
They say your why has to be bigger than your excuses.
Period. You
give
gotta
an
you gotta want that
excuse
shit like you want
not
your
to do
last
it.
breath.
Yeah.
It's like I want it bad. If you want something bad enough, then nothing gonna stop you from
It
it.
also
Because you
helps
got to
very-
have it.
helps a lot if you understand the value of time.
Time is our most valuable commodity. Our most valuable currency is time. Don't waste my time. I'm cool. If you waste my time, that's a like fuck you twice. Because now you done took me for granted. And I in my time, for me, it's like
Watch this.
I'm
You know,
cool.
this week is May. Just this
Already.
week,
already.
it's May.
Already.
Coming
And for me, I'm not gonna say I'm necessarily on the timeline, but I've been waiting so long to get to where I am now. It's gonna take a hell of a lot to fuck off my future. My future Trevor, my tomorrow Trevor, is gonna be contingent upon the choices that this Trevor makes today. So I know where I'm going. So I'm not fighting for victory. I'm not fighting to be well. I'm fighting from victory.
You've been reading this.
Well,
He
usually
been
do.
talking to somebody.
You've been talking
I
to
usually
He been
do.
talking to the elders.
That intelligent.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
right.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we're gonna diminish the intelligence.
Normally not that
Whoa,
intelligent.
let's read the comment. Let's go to the comments.
Exactly, man. It's like no
I like it. I like it.
Come on,
So
Trey.
whatever you was reading,
Whoever you was talking
yeah,
to.
it's probably one of the speaking books.
Jack and Jill went up the hill type stuff.
Huh?
I'm into little stuff
They
like
say-
that. I don't read deep books.
They say women are attracted to confidence, right? And women, I want to know, is that truly a thing? Like, women are attracted to confidence, right? So if a man is confident about himself and he's competent about what he does, his mission, vision, or purpose, Why would you-
His confidence up
Yes.
with
why would you call him sassy if he has certain standards and boundaries?
I told somebody something about my mantra, and it's like, well, that sounded rehearsed. And I looked at her like, "Bitch, you know how old I am? If I don't have
Did you say
certain standards in my mind,
The female.
I'm like, no, I didn't say it to her, but it was an insult because it's something that I live by, and it's the realm of fellas that I hang out with.
Did you show her your handshake?
Nah,
You should have just showed her. Like,
nah. it's
But
it's
see,
me,
that could
homie.
have
So
been because of who she deals with.
okay, and now I felt like she was projecting because my motto is to be a well-groomed, humble, organized businessman, to be equipped spiritually, mentally, physically, and financially.
if you said it like
Right.
that, that's how she read it.
Okay, and I give a
No,
shit,
no,
right?
I get it.
Right. So at that
I'm on your
time,
team. I know this about you.
right. So I'm thinking to myself, it's like if a man don't know what he stand on, he gonna fall off. So if I'm letting you know, yeah, this is like, yeah, I didn't stop here and think about this, blah blah blah. So it's the way you say certain things is how some people perceive it, and sometimes some people ain't ready to receive your hard food.
Trevor, we living in the times where everybody didn't have a father. You know what I'm saying?
Not my
people-
fault.
It's not your fault.
Not
and
my
I'm not
fault.
blaming you, but I'm saying a lot of society, they didn't have strong, disciplined men raising them.
Sorry for that.
So they are functioning at a deficit.
I respect it.
And you got to sometimes speak to people at their deficit to raise them up. Listen,
I
listen,
completely
that's
agree.
the only thing I'm saying. You gotta talk to them down here so they can understand you. It's like talking to somebody that speak no English. You talking to them in English and they speak nothing but Spanish.
I
They are
do
not gonna understand you. So only thing I'm saying is, if you want to reach them, it may not be your thing to reach them. If you want to reach them,
especially as hard as you coming right now.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
you talk to them
You
in a
start
way
doing-
that will raise them up. And sometimes I would agree with you, it's not worth your time. So
Well, don't ask
so
me.
be it.
No, okay, I hear you. Don't ask me something, and you get my genuine answer. But I got to dummy me down. I got to think about you because you asked me a very you threw the life raft in deep waters. So you're gonna get a deep answer. If you didn't care or weren't concerned about it, and you got a hella answer, instead of saying, "Oh, that sounds like it was rehearsed," teach me then. Show me what you mean by that then. And you know what? I never heard it. It sounds rehearsed, but break that down for me then. Because I'm not going to assume that you're not at that level. And I think that'd be unfair to think that everybody is not at that level.
Watch this.
I didn't think it was deep.
Okay, watch this. You can say I'm emphatic about this because I've been living like this for so long. But let me break it down to you. This is what I mean by like I've been this. I've come from here, organized. I wasn't always the most organized guy, but I had guidance. My pop showed me this, so it showed me where I was falling off. So that organization skills let me hear. Humble. I don't let none of the success go to my head. I am humble. So you could have broke all of the things down and really reach somebody in a whole different level.
You're right. You're
So
completely right. I agree.
And I'm speaking to myself as well because in my business
And
it's
all of
easy-
us,
yeah,
all
exactly.
of us.
It's easy to take this in. Man, I've been doing this. I don't care. But like if the goal is like you said, if your goal is to actually reach them, then communication, like you say, that's one of your biggest things. Effective communication.
Yeah.
Not just communication.
But an insult.
But
You took it as you took it as an insult. That
I'm-
person could have been not truly meaning to insult you. It's just what they were ignorant to where
I
you
didn't
was
want
at.
I didn't want them to insult me. And this was also an intelligent woman. This was also a woman that it was raised with and still has her father and mother. This is someone that is pretty well to do. So I didn't feel as if, I didn't believe as if, and there was no evidence proving that I had to dummy down because this is an inquisitive person and a successful person and intelligent. So I'm like, for it to come from her, I get it.
You're just
But if it would have been, but if it would have been, but if it had been,
Tell her to call in. We got a bone to pick with her.
if it had been somebody that had an attitude or
What's her
somebody that
name?
thought she was all that,
What's her name?
right?
So I can call her.
Then I'd have been like, okay, you're not in tune, and I get it. But I address a person at their level. We've had very many
I'm on your team.
intelligent conversations.
Don't let me
before.
know who she is. Then when I see her, she got two people.
Maybe she had an off day. Maybe
Could've.
she wasn't that intelligent
Could've.
No,
that day.
the good book says guard your heart. Proverbs 4:23. It said guard your heart. You understand that the deepness in that? Guard your heart. So what I say doesn't truly affect you. That it just roll off like a duck, like water off a duck. That's it. Does not affect you. It does not diminish who you are. You are Trevor
Motherfucking.
Graham.
You shouldn't dress
So-
like a coach if you don't want to be coaching people.
So here's the thing. Right. But for the longest, I've known my worth. That's what it is. Deal with it.
So in
Period.
this person,
I'm not trying to.
in this person, you have to protect your access. If you don't give them access, they have
Because right
they,
now you're rattled. You're rattled.
they don't
right now.
have an
I don't
opportunity.
think I'm rattled, bro. That's like what somebody said.
I
Man,
think
come on. Why I gotta be rattled?
Slightly, yeah, slightly rattled. They're rattling the cage.
Why does it have to be rattled? It's
Okay,
got to be engaging and want to have a.
choice of word. But Trevor, we've seen you in this space
Abrasive.
before, bro. And then my thing,
And you
like,
think she's intelligent
Yeah,
enough to get
exactly.
what I'm saying?
I don't mean to help her up.
She had a father
she's
in
intelligent,
her life.
got her
and maybe
parents,
her father
she's
wasn't
well-to-do.
really present.
well-to-do, educated.
Doesn't mean she didn't miss the lesson somewhere.
You're right. Yeah.
Her
And I-
father obviously wasn't present.
Yeah.
He was
Well,
there, but he
people
wasn't.
often miss the lesson because they're well to do. I'll drink to that.
How junior?
So, could Trevor's kindness be looked at as weakness?
If he would have exhibited that. Doesn't seem like he
He
exhibited
exhibit any level of kindness.
But you're gonna.
But I
get
know
a chance to
Trevor as
go
a
back,
kind
Trevor.
person.
He is. He's one
a
of the
kind
most kindful
individual.
little fellas.
But sometimes
Little
that,
fella.
yeah, sometimes that it comes out.
Yeah,
And I mean, just like in my line of work, I mean, you face that all the time, and you face those that's not well to do, but you still have to meet them where they are.
well, to do.
You know,
So
so I don't-
I'll take all you guys' advice. Thank you.
I don't let that affect me.
When we was
You're
on the
right.
east side, you was on
You're right.
on the
Yeah,
west side.
it's in the subject.
Yeah, exactly. With an example.
Okay, let's
right
move
in
on to the next.
So, here's the thing. What can we tell the men that are listening that will help them know their worth? What are the things you can build upon to get to know your worth? Even as an adult right now, what are the things that you do to help build your worth where something somebody says doesn't really
Identify what things that build well. Identify it.
Okay.
Identify
That build wealth.
character.
Yes.
The ground level things, character, respect. So many people say, man, I don't care what nobody think about me.
That's a lie.
That's a lie, but it's also very, very dangerous because it cuts you out of so many scenarios and close so many doors. Because if somebody don't want to be around you, they're not going to do business with you. They're not going to let you in the circle.
Yes.
They got to want to be around you. So that's some ground level that will help open so many doors in the future. Being pleasant. Being pleasant and present in situations. Often we sit and we miss lessons and opportunity because we won't even stay engaged long enough for somebody. Because I know I can be talking to somebody, and if you're doing something else, it's like,
My thing, and I get you where you guys are from. You guys saying so I go off that because I know where I come from and I know where I am now. And I know what type different rooms that I be in. You know, so me just like yesterday at City Hall, you know, in there, you know, with the budget committees and things like that.
you're
So
a pretty big deal.
I don't really care, you know, what someone think of me because I know who I am. I'm comfortable in my own skin. And as long as my family, my kids, my wife look at me and again, that respect and know and proud of me, then I'm fine. But I'm not going to act a fool. Those days is over. You know what I'm saying? We can conversate. And I think I can fit in any room now. But it's time to get to this point. And what I had to do is evaluate myself.
What if the bait
Self-evaluation.
you're using is not catching the right fish that you?
I just changed baits.
That's what I'm saying because that shows you care.
Right. Oh yeah.
So when you say I don't care what somebody thinks
Wait,
about me,
Okay, I see
you
what you're
might
saying.
miss
Where you
some
put it.
people helping some people because their perception of you is off. So you got to be able to say, okay, you know what? Let me switch this and meet them, like you said, meet them where they are.
Which I have because
Yeah.
I mean
That's
I
why
know
I'm
y'all been
reiterating
around
that
me
because I know that.
a long time. So I used because everybody thought that I was just a mean individual.
I wonder
Because
why that?
my
Because
my facial
and
expression-
had a
yeah.
girl all the way down.
exactly.
Your
Yeah.
pimp hand strong, baby.
So
Your pimp hand strong. I'm telling you
But-
what it is.
but the thing is,
38 in his pocket.
yeah.
He ain't me.
But the thing is, y'all knew that other
He
side.
just serious.
Yeah, he's just
that's-
serious
yeah,
about
it was
it.
a-
He not
I mean, he just
no
serious.
nonsense type of
Yeah, he's
person.
a protector.
But I can enjoy, I can have fun, I can laugh, I can joke, I can do all those. I can love, I can do all of those things. So it's just doing like you said, self-evaluation. Even if you got to go do
That's
get
deep.
self-help books, read
Yes,
those. If you
that's
got to
deep.
watch other, videos of people that's teaching self-help, do whatever it is that you
I'm
feel
glad
that
I'm on
you
your
been.
side of the
Oh
table.
yeah, brother.
You
I'm
better
glad you.
yourself.
Yeah,
I'm glad you know.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
that's my
yeah,
thing.
Trevor.
And you keep
What?
just improving.
Yeah.
And-
Yeah.
So
It's being mindful of self is probably one of the greatest tools a man can have because you can self-correct.
Right.
I know that I didn't, I assess my day at the end of the day. And I use certain parameters to say, okay, I could have did this better. I could have did this better. It's just being mindful of how you move daily and how you affect the world.
Yeah.
Because that's what we are in this world for, to infect
And
the
learn.
world around us, to say, I want people to say, well, what does this guy do? I want to do some of what he does. Right. Just in the way you live your life.
Yeah.
I'm not going to proselytize somebody into accepting the way of life. Yeah. Proselytize.
Can you
Some-
tell me what that is? 'Cause I
Yeah,
don't mind, because I'll ask my phone. I will ask.
I'm not going to encourage somebody or teach
Proselytize.
to somebody that to live this life this way.
What is proselytize?
That's what I'm saying.
That's what
When
I'm
he
saying.
worded it, yeah,
It-
tight.
I'm not going to tell you like
Yeah.
I'm gonna preach to you
Google it.
about. Oh, you don't believe me? Okay.
I'm not saying I don't. I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm not saying I don't
my-
believe you. I'm not
You
saying
know,
I don't
yeah,
believe.
I don't need you to validate me. This is what the show
He
is
knows
about.
his
Tony.
work. He
I know
knows
my
his
work.
Yeah.
I don't need you to validate.
I know
with you.
my, and I know I didn't know what proselytized meant.
I'm with you.
It's- It's
Yeah,
it's
if
what
it was me,
somebody-
you'd be googling.
But he
Go ahead,
worded
brother.
it into a way that I
Right.
knew what it meant.
Yeah, so I don't
Coach.
Right.
need that. I don't need to do that. You gotta live the life in an example of when people are the onlookers are looking at you and they're
Right.
saying, wow, I don't know how he does that. I wonder what he does.
I'm with you on it because I had to change and proselytize my life. So
Yeah.
so
I don't
I'm
know.
with you.
I'll give you that. I don't know if that was
Yeah, you know,
used in the right context, but
yeah,
we gonna roll with it. We gonna, go ahead, baby. Go ahead, do your thing, baby. Do your thing.
yeah.
But I just really truly believe men, and this is what I notice with men, just in the men group I'm around, we're willing to self-evaluate and make corrections. Everybody else is not, the other gender is not probably willing to self-reflect and make adjustments to how I can be a better father, how I can be a better husband, how I can be a better man to my community. How can I this is my evaluation of myself every day.
And in knowing yourself and in knowing your work, you don't have to settle for average. And you shouldn't feel bad about.
I'm not.
Yeah, I know you're not.
Right.
That's okay.
I'm talking about men in general.
Yeah.
Shouldn't feel bad about having higher standards than the
Mhm.
average, because you've worked hard to amass a certain amount of intellect, finances, fortune. You shouldn't feel bad or be made to feel bad because you're
But
willing to.
what if what you're saying is great? You're setting boundaries, but a lot of women are saying you're being too picky. You're being-
hear it all the time.
Yeah, I hear it all the time too. So I know what you're being too picky. You're sassy a little bit. You
I don't
sassy.
hear
I don't hear that.
Yeah, you know, I don't even know what they say. Sassy. Oh, you're
I
being
would do
sassy.
that.
When you are speaking your truth. Nobody ever. Maybe it's only me.
You know what, Canoe?
Yeah.
Maybe it's only me.
And I, my
It is
thing
only
is
Yeah.
that a lot of females really don't know what they want. Because how can I be a man and I'm telling you this? I'm taking time out to explain, and then you name call. You see what I'm saying? So if you calling me sassy and I'm explaining to you, look, this is who I am. This is what I expect. This is what I want.
Mm.
But I'm sassy. Well, then that lets me know that you are definitely not the woman for me.
I think when somebody emasculates you, regardless of wherever your views may be, whenever you get emasculated, I don't think that's something that you should tolerate.
No, not at all.
That's just me.
That
That's-
conversation
we
is
don't.
now it's over with.
Well,
We cut short.
First, you guys said dummy down. Now we're saying don't tolerate.
Well, I'm just saying it's not like where I have to go into if you like you said. Well, that what she said to you.
No.
It's-
Let's go back to you. We're
Well, what I'm
past
saying,
me.
just like you know,
but
use
teach
the
me your
word for
perspective.
as sassy. Women
Yeah.
do come out and tell men that they're sassy.
Yeah.
You hear it all the time. You see videos all the time. That is a direct shot. I don't believe in what she said was like a direct into the, where the levels to me is not even.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? Because sassy, it's like I say not that far off from you saying that I like men.
It's just a feminine.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Yeah.
Comment.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it was a little different with what she said to you. But you calling me, I was like, okay, well, you be blessed. Like you say, be blessed. And I'm Heisman Trophy, right?
EP is being, and I heard you say this before, so I know the answer, but I just want to get it out there. Is being over available. So a man that is attempting to show a woman that he is totally worthy of her presence, he can be over available to this woman. Will she lose respect for
It has
him?
an adverse effect.
I think it definitely
It
can.
has an adverse effect.
Mhm.
And it's one of those unwritten rules, right?
Unwritten.
Unwritten. If you're too accessible, I'm gonna give you a prime example. If you're on the phone with her and you call her, hey, I'm on the other line. Call me in 10 minutes. You call in 10 minutes. I'm still on the other line. Call me in 5 minutes. You call in 5 minutes. I'll just call you. And then you call back, say, my phone rung, but I missed it. Was that you? Automatically, you out the game.
Out the game.
What?
So
They
your
say they
kindness,
want- yeah.
your kindness
Absolutely.
can be a weakness. Can be
It is.
considered.
It could work against.
And I'm glad I learned that early on when we was
Yeah,
coming up.
yeah.
Oh, I was that guy. I was the overzealous, the chaser, the let me show you. I was Pepe Le Pew.
Yeah, that
Mm.
Pepe Le Pew.
Yeah, me.
Yeah,
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 Yeah, I was
yeah.
him.
I did like that character.
Yeah. Duck season though.
but she kept running from him.
Yeah.
She kept running from
She
him.
kept running from him.
So they say that you can be kind, but it comes with a spine. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
can't be like kind and not have a spine.
You have to.
You got to have some boundaries around that.
some mystery.
It'd be a stern gentleman.
A stern gentleman.
Stern
But still,
gentleman.
you still have to have some mystery.
Yes.
And you still have to have some authority. Hey,
Soft
you gotta have
hands.
you gotta have some of that.
I can have soft hands. I can massage her, have soft hands so that I have a firm backbone.
And see,
And
And I'm upright. And I'm standing upright.
a strong grip.
you gotta
You like that you
Yeah.
pin her against the wall with that one hand. Yeah. Pin her against the wall with that. That's that firm backbone. That's that firm spine, backbone.
And it's about your character, you know, as well. What they see, you know, because I never considered myself being a roughneck, although when we were coming up, they were saying,
Kevin, what's in the drink?
but
What are you talking about?
when
Drink some
I
more.
really-
You tell
Oh,
the lies.
but I'm saying with the ladies,
Have
with the ladies,
You consider yourself here.
beanie,
You need to drink some of that.
sombrero, whatever kind of cap you want to put on. You didn't consider yourself a brother.
No.
Yeah, dang it.
Khaki
I
shorts.
really didn't because I just didn't. I just think it was the that
I don't consider myself a police officer. I just wear the suit, the belt, and the gun, and the
The badge.
badge, and I drive a black and white car.
A cherub of justice.
I didn't. But my thing is, I didn't walk in that purpose. I don't believe. I just felt like with y'all, I fit. I was a chameleon. I could fit in. Like I said earlier,
Kevin, you couldn't fit in. We knew at church what you were.
y'all knew.
No, the world knew.
I don't think-
Jesus is
Yeah.
real. Kevin, you really thought you was?
If he could have been, if he could have,
I was not.
if he could have came to the church in the penalty.
Oh, Kevin, we
So
were-
I praise God like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, what? What are you talking about? Money had a 38 in your pocket in the choir. What are you talking about?
You know, he had to get to church and get back home.
Exactly. So
You know.
that I mean, what I'm saying, I'm making light of it.
Right,
but,
right.
But your condition
Yeah.
you in the fact that you was a protector. Your heart wasn't that. Your mom wasn't that. Your family wasn't that. But you had to get it how you live. And we accepted that, and you accepted us. But so we all know each other's roles.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Coming up.
Yeah.
But make no mistake about it, nigga, you was what Latifah was talking about. Latifah and MC Light.
Oh, EP.
Yeah.
Can you tell? And I want everybody to tell. So,
Yeah.
what can a man work on if he feel he's not of worth? What can he work on to establish himself as a man of worth? What would you say he can do?
He can work on loving himself. He can work on solitude. Because if you can hang and evolve in solace by yourself, when you come out, you're a whole different person. Like I didn't realize that I needed to be by myself until the last relationship. It's been so far that I've been so long that I've been in a relationship that I learned so many things that I didn't, because I would be in one relationship after the next, but long-term relationship. But it wasn't until this last relationship that I previously had that I learned some things about myself. And that's the most valuable lesson I could have ever learned, because I'm not sweating.
And if
by
she can
emotions.
call in, we would greatly appreciate it.
Please,
Man
I'm
whore.
ready for whatever.
No, I'm just saying, so she can display like that was the EP then, and he's evolved into this
Totally. I know
New
who I am.
person,
I
right?
know where I'm going.
And I think this applies, but as married men, can you still evolve? Can you still evolve?
Yeah. You
And
work
still
on that
better
daily.
yourself.
Yes, sir. Yeah. I don't think it ever stops. Well, it stops, of course, when you leave it. But so that means you work on that every day up until that time, because it's a lot of times it's something new, and being newly married, this time is different from the last time. So you like, even with that, I did self-evaluation. Okay, how was I in marriage number one versus where I am now?
Oh, that's good. That's growth.
Yeah. So
He's good.
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it's so yeah, definitely you can evolve every day.
You should.
You should.
You should. That's
and,
what you should be
and
working
then
on.
it shouldn't be
Evolving.
something that permits you not to.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So you should be, especially if it's, look, to me, I thought my first one was going to be the only one.
That's it.
Now,
We always think that.
I feel this is my last one,
We're so much more mature.
So,
You know what I mean, we've lived so much.
Yeah.
and I have to listen and I have to watch to see, her as well. So that's evolving, adjusting to her and her needs, and her wants can be expensive, but just the type of person she is, because she had to evolve as well. So yeah, yeah, I believe you do your a disservice when you don't,
when you don't.
because it's constant
Constant
growth.
growth. And
And growth. Yeah.
what about you, Trevor? Would you say that the same thing, or do you
I think
pinpoint things that you need to work on when you self-evaluate?
eternal work, look at where you've been and look at the receipts that you've acquired up until a certain age. Because, like you said before, success leaves clues. So does failures. So a smart man learns from his own mistakes, but a wise man learns from the mistakes of others also. But if you don't learn, ignorance is the only school a fool will attend.
Mm.
So if you're gonna learn from experienced people, seasoned men, or even look at people that have succeeded in a certain field or area that you have, all you have to do is just follow their footsteps, but also do the eternal work, know where some of your delinquencies may be, and go from there. Just
Yeah.
work on yourself first, because the true results that you're going to yield, they must come from within. It has to be in you, not on you. Because if it's just on you, then when you get to a certain level of success, or when you do achieve the goal that you were working towards, once you get to the end of that, then it's over and you'll just revert back to who you were. And success can just make you be a better or an increased version of the jerk you were before, the unthoughtful person that you were before, because that's what's in you. Nourish what's in you and water that seed.
Gotcha.
What would you say?
No, I was gonna see our perspective might be a little different because yes, we have been married, but in it now is totally different from being out of it. You know, I learned from the past, and I could say that now my thought process is a little different. My boundary is a little further out. My things that I will accept are null and void. You know, I'm like, hey, you know, if you want this, this is not me. And I will tell you, I will raise my hand. That is not me.
We know.
If you want somebody that is not a businessman, that is not ambitious, most women say they want that. EP, you can attest to this. Most women that say they want that, they confused at what they really want because it's longer hours. You want me home to be with you, cuddle with you at 6 o'clock. My shit don't happen like that. My hours don't work like that. So if you want that, then you might want to select somebody else. I'm not the dude for you, and I'm very adamant and say about
you want
that.
somebody to work at Foot Locker.
Yeah.
Do 4 hours and come home and hug her and look at Friends.
And that is not me.
Yeah.
That is not me. You watch the girl flick with your girls.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You need some money. That's gonna
right.
you're gonna feel
Yes.
that too.
As soon as I
Baby,
relax.
baby, can
It's
I
a
use a
problem.
car? Can I get $20?
And most women and women, y'all can attest to this. If most women want a masculine man until he shows up, because he commands or demands certain things that you can't do with your girl. You're not gonna treat him like he's one of your girlfriends. That is not who he is. You keep your girlfriends. Learn to compartmentalize. Use your girlfriends as your girlfriends. Your man is your man. You know, he plays a certain role. And I think when we try to cower down and be our women's girlfriend, we doing them a disservice. We wonder why they don't like us no more. Because you soft now.
Do you think you can be your girlfriend's friend?
I could be a friend.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not gonna be your best friend. That is reserved for somebody else. Because I don't want to be your best friend. I want to be your best lover. I want to be your friend that is your best lover.
Because most women want their man to be their best friend.
That's why I asked you that.
That's idiotic.
Well, I mean,
That's women. That is idiotic. You want your man to be a girl. How that sound?
Yeah, we can bring that up in the next show because this
Yeah.
is 9 o'clock. But
Oh, I didn't even know it was 9 o'clock. Okay.
That's
a whole nother show.
Yeah, I definitely want
Yeah.
to readdress that.
Yeah, because they want it, but hey,
You can't have it. Not with me, at least.
Let me see your pinky.
that
Oh,
is
yeah.
a pinky ring.
oh man, good show.
You here to take over the world.
I think you know a lot of them just sit back and they just take notes. They don't really get involved. Some of those shows that I mean, this is here. We here to help. You know, we not here to bash. We not here. We love women. All our mothers was women, so that's our first love. So don't ever think that you know.
Do you think
we
they
on
took
here-
it as bashing?
Well, you never know.
I think
You
this
just
is
never
pretty
know.
valid.
Some,
Yeah, because
some do.
I don't. If you didn't take it as
All
that,
of them
then-
is not going to
you
be.
need
I'm
to
talking about the
reevaluate.
show, period.
No, I'm just
Not just tonight.
I'm just
talking about
telling
a
them
man.
because it sounds like you're doing a disclaimer, and I hate disclaimers for shows. It is what it is, and you can take it, but then you got to reevaluate yourself on how you digested it. We men being men, if you
And
can't
that's what I'm
accept that,
saying. That's
then
what I'm saying. Some are going to take it that way. Some it's always our fault.
Yeah.
You know, no matter what it is. So
so
That's what I'm
let's move out with this. Tell a man what he can do to help build himself. 3 things he can help do tomorrow to help build himself and being a better man. We're gonna start with you.
Work on himself within. Look in the mirror and see if the man that he is now, if he's satisfied with that. And 2, like understand that success leaves clues, but so does failures. So look back and look at your successes and how could you improve upon it?
We're gonna go with EP.
Evaluate yourself. Implement things where you feel you're lacking. Be honest. Be honest and better yourself in those areas. I think it's easier if you attack the lack one by one and assess your successes and add to the successes.
I would say self-evaluation. See where you are now. Maybe look back to see have you grown any. If not, start applying that. You know what makes you, you know, like that you're achieving.
Mhm.
You know the growth.
Yeah.
I don't think you're never too young or too old to get better, to grow. And then look at your circle because that has a lot to do with it. If find out, see Greg, reach out to I don't want to just say an older brother, but somebody or group that displays
Yes.
maturity, displays or just like we're doing, we speaking on where
me.
we work. You got brothers, yeah, exactly, right here. So grab on and ask them to walk with you, to show you, to you know, point out, you know, those PowerPoints if you know you need it. So yeah, I believe that's part of it.
I would definitely say be a life learner, be a student of life. Always be willing to sharpen your tool. Whatever tool you use to get through life, let's say an axe. If you try to cut some wood with a dull axe, it's going to be very hard. But once you sharpen it, that axe goes through the wood like butter. So I'm going to leave you with this. Ecclesiastes 10:10. If the axe is dull, more strength is needed. So if you learn to sharpen the axe, sharpen your inner self, you as a man, Sharpen the things that you wanna build, and then you will cut through life like butter. And don't let if people waste your time, don't let them do it. Because if they waste your time, they'll sell you an illusion. So stop letting people waste your time.
Don't fit.
Until next week.
Until next time, man. We
Have a
want
safe
y'all to
week.
like, share,
Please.
subscribe. We want to build this platform, man.
Yes,
I
we
want
do.
somebody else to say that because
No, we do. We definitely, that's our goal, is to build this platform and actually, to share this. Tap in with your brother. Send it to your brother, send it to your uncle, your father, your young brother, your nephew. Just send it to them. And also send it to your aunties and your sisters as well, because we all are just trying to relearn each other. We're trying to bridge,
Only if they're cute.
reconnect the black man and the black woman. And
If
it's
they
not
cute
just that,
aunties.
but come on. If they do it.
If they cute aunties,
If they
send
cute.
them to- they cute aunties, send it to them. We got some uncles over here. that Need some aunties.
Got two uncles. Two available uncles.
Well, I'm just saying. I'm speaking for myself. I
Yeah.
don't always speak
Yeah,
for
I
myself.
mean, so,
Not for these two.
no, I bet too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
What was it?
Thank y'all for tuning
yeah,
in.
it's all good.
We appreciate y'all.
Yeah, we definitely
Have a
do.
good night.
Rest of the week.
This ain't your average, just them good vibes in the middle of the madness. In a good place, let them know what's happening. Let's take it all around the world with a passion. We talking politics, check, relationships, check. Do it for the culture if you really trying to flex. Got 4 brothers on the go, ready, set. From the suburbs to the projects, we got the beers and the ball heads. I'm talking beers and the ball heads. We got the beers and the ball heads. We the one with the beers and the ball heads.